What's up, guys? This is Cuzcast. I'm Aaron,
I'm Isaac.
and we're finally back for our fourth ever episode with our second ever guest. He's a star wide receiver from the new league known as the Fan Controlled Football League. He plays on the FCF Zappers, and he's here tonight fresh off his spectacular game-winning catch against the FCF Wild Aces. He goes by the nickname Trav Daddy. It's Travis Toivonen.
What's
So,
up, guys? Thanks for having me.
well, so, Travis, you want to tell us about your catch? Like, what was going through your mind when it happened? Your insane catch.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So we were down by 2 with 5 seconds left, and we pretty much like the only play we could run was a Hail Mary. So snapped the ball. Our quarterback kind of told me before the play that he was going to throw it to me, which I expected because I'm pretty tall. I was like the tallest receiver out there, so it's kind of my ball to get. Just went down the field. There's no time left on the clock. Chucked it up and just went up and grabbed it. It's crazy though. It's like one of those moments that doesn't feel real, and then it's like, wow, that actually happened. So it was
Yeah.
definitely exciting.
Was your team like celebrating after? Like, did you guys have like a party in your room or something?
No, no. But if you watch on the thing, like right when I caught that, the whole defense, the whole
Yeah.
Zappers defense, like ran over to the other side and just started talking crap to the other team. Like they didn't even celebrate with me right away. They just went over immediately just to talk smack. It was kind
That's
of funny. But yeah, after that, we just kind of like when we get back to the hotel, it's pretty chill vibes. Like we ate a
So for
late
like everyone
snack,
that
and
doesn't
then
know
kind
what
of
the
everyone just did
Fan
their own
Control
thing.
Football League is, can you like explain it to them?
Yeah, so fan control football, it's a new league. This is the first ever season. So there's only 4 teams, and it's like a way different kind of football. It's pretty much like real life Madden. It's 7-on-7. I don't know if anyone's ever played like the yard. Have you guys ever played the yard in Madden? It's like a
no.
mode in Madden
I've
where
heard
it's
of it.
7-on-7, and it's like a lot of passing, just like a lot of excitement.
Mhm.
And like the name suggests, it's fan controlled. So fans have an app on their phone, and they actually call the plays that we run. So they're on their phones voting for what play we're going to run next. And they get to like draft players for the teams, and they got to pick all the rules for the league, pick what uniforms the teams wear. So it's like everything about the league is controlled by the fans, which is pretty unique.
Yeah, that's true. So you got franchise tag to the Zappers, right?
Yep, yep. So
Uh,
every week there's a draft, and they also allow teams to franchise tag one player. So team like players could be on a different team every week unless you get franchise tagged, then you're with that team for the rest of the year.
mhm,
And I got tagged by the Zappers, so I'm on the Zappers for the rest of the year.
that's cool. The Zappers are actually my favorite team. So
Let's go. We like to
yeah,
hear that. You a big Johnny Manziel fan then?
and like Bob Menery and Steve will do it. Big fans of them too.
Yeah. No boys.
So yeah.
When you were like a kid, were you like good
So
at sports always?
yeah, have you always been like really good when you were younger? Or yeah, have you always been
Um,
like really good when you were younger? Or
yeah. In high school, I was a multi-sport athlete, and I did really well in every sport I played. I played basketball and football. Did really well in those. And then I got offered. I was set on playing basketball in college, but then University of North Dakota, their coaches kept like sending me postcards and stuff, telling me to come up to a football camp. So I was a really good football player too. I just like I I didn't really have the interest to do it at that point, but I went up to that football camp, did really well, and then I got offered a scholarship. So I ended up committing to North Dakota for football, and I did really well there. So it was kind of there, like in college, when my coaches they like gave me the confidence too. So at that point, I kind of realized I was a pretty good football player and I had a shot to play professionally.
yeah, that's cool. You always watch football when you were younger? Like who are your
Yeah,
fans?
football has always been my favorite sport to watch. I'm from Minnesota, so big Vikings fan.
Hmm.
Watched them all throughout my childhood. So yeah.
Well, I'm a Packers fan, so um,
Do you think that you like make enough money to sustain a good lifestyle and support yourself?
Here in the FCF, they're not paying a whole lot this initial year. Quarterbacks are getting like the starting quarterbacks get $700 a week, and then it just goes down from there. But like, there's a ton of bonuses. So this week, I'm hoping I don't know, there'll be like Twitter polls out that fans will vote on, but I'm hoping to get like MVP of the week and like top play, which I mean I think I have a pretty good chance at. So I should get decent bonuses from that. But other than that, I honestly like. Do you guys know like daily fantasy sports? It's like sport. You basically make like fantasy lineups every night. I like have been doing that a lot, and then I just like do other stuff to make money. Have you heard of NBA Top Shot?
I've heard of it, but
Yeah, so it's like virtual basketball cards. It's like blowing up right now. But I bought a pack of cards for $14, and you get like 5 cards in there, and I
Mhm.
sold one of those cards for $800. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's sick.
Yeah,
Wait, what's
yeah.
that app
There's
called?
like cards that are selling for a lot, so it's wild.
What's it called? That yeah.
NBA Top Shot. Yeah, you should look it up. It's like
So,
blowing up now though, so like whenever they do pack drops, it's like you have to wait in line. There's like 10,000 packs out of like, and there's like 250,000 people waiting. So it's like super random who gets it, but I got lucky.
that's sick. So back to the league. Do you think like the league will survive? Like, how do you think it's going so far?
I think it's going really well. So it's like in kind of a whole different category of football where it's not necessarily competing with the NFL. So I don't think it's really like, I don't think the NFL will put it out of business. It's kind of like its own thing. It's not really traditional football. It's 7-on-7, and it's played on a way different field, different atmosphere. I think it's directed towards a completely different audience. So in those terms, I think it'll do really well, and it's definitely exceeded expectations in this initial season, which is pretty promising for the future of the league.
Yeah, and it's like only on Twitch too, right? So like a
Yeah,
lot of younger people will probably like find it from there.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely like kind of aimed towards like esports too, whereas like people get to control it, but it's like real life thing. So like
Mhm.
people who really like video games, which is kind of the new, it's the future.
Yeah.
Like I think that's kind of catered towards people like that.
Hmm.
Did you like major in anything when you were in college? Like, what were all your majors?
Yeah, so I majored in entrepreneurship. I did business stuff. So if football doesn't work out for me, I'll definitely probably look into doing stuff like that. I've also kind of taken an interest into like personal training. So I think I would definitely be motivated to open my own gym and train athletes, like myself when I was in high school and college, and like work with other football players too. I thought about like coaching football, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that.
Mm, that's cool. So like you think you can make it to the NFL, right? Like
Yeah, I'm pretty realistic with myself. So
that's like the end goal.
I don't think I'd be playing here right now if I didn't think I had a future in football.
Mm,
And I feel like I'm pretty young. I'm 22, just graduated college last year, so my prime in football is definitely ahead of me. Like I
mhm.
definitely have not peaked as a football player, so I think I'm only going to keep getting better, and I think I have a shot at playing in the NFL.
Yeah, hopefully. So, mm,
Were you like very athletic when you were a kid? Like when you were younger?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I was actually kind of like a late bloomer. So I have a brother that's 2 years older than me. He was always like compared to what I was in his age, he was always like a couple inches taller than me and like quite a bit more athletic. But then once I got to like ninth or 10th grade, I hit a huge growth spurt. I grew like 4 inches in a year and I ended up being like pretty tall. I was always athletic, but once I kind of hit that growth spurt, I kind of took my athleticism to like a new level. So did really well in football and basketball. I was like 1,000 point scorer in basketball in high school, and then I led the state of Minnesota in receiving yards my senior year in high school. So I was pretty well rounded in that sense. And then I went and played Division I football and did well there. So I would definitely say so.
that's cool. Would you rather be in like the NBA or like the NFL?
I would just in terms of like career, like the longevity of a career and how much money they make, I think the NBA would be more beneficial. The NFL has just like so many like crazy injuries and all that stuff with like concussions and stuff like that, which as a receiver, I think I'm like kind of
Yeah,
further away from it. Whereas like linemen who are banging their heads every day, like that would be more scary to me. But I would probably say I'd be more inclined to pick the NBA
mm.
just because of money and a longer career.
Have you ever had any like bad injuries as like an athlete?
So I had one concussion in college. That was my only concussion ever. And then I broke my foot my junior year, and I missed like half a season because of that. But I haven't had to have surgery. Like I didn't have to have surgery for my broken foot, so I've stayed relatively healthy throughout my football career.
Oh, that's good. I mean, like that's what the NFL teams are looking for. Like, people don't
Yeah,
get hurt.
for real. It's kind of crazy how that works. Whereas like some people are like really injury prone and others like don't really get hurt. So
Uh, so
Did you ever get like messed up by the fans? Like they purposely choose a bad play to lose?
like, did the fans ever like
not
pick like some bad plays?
yeah, not really. So in the FCF, like I mentioned earlier, the fans call the plays. Like they're on their apps and like they're choosing from the plays that we learn what we're gonna run. But our play calling is like fairly limited. It's kind of like catered towards, I mean, they pretty much expect people to not know what they're doing.
Mm.
So whatever play they call, like, could potentially be a good play. So it's not like we put out like weird plays that like are destined to fail. So I wouldn't really say so in that sense. I think it's like every play they call it could be a good play.
So on the Zapper, you play with like Johnny Manziel, right? Like, how is
Yep.
that?
So Johnny Manziel is the quarterback of my team. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like he's quite a bit older than me. So when I was in high school and he was in college, I mean, he won the Heisman, and that's pretty cool. You know, like it's like obviously extremely rare. So
Mhm.
playing with him is it's really exciting. Something that I never thought would have happened, but it's a good time.
Who's your like
That's
biggest
cool.
idol?
Yeah, who's like your biggest idol?
Uh, Probably LeBron James. Honestly, I'm like a huge LeBron fan.
Mm.
So I'd probably say LeBron James. I don't think I ever like idolized Johnny Manziel. I definitely like really admired his game in college, and I like was a big fan of his. But I wouldn't really say I, like looked up to him in that sense.
I mean, he wasn't really that good of a role model back
Yeah, that's why it's like
then.
not really an idol, but like someone you're like really excited to watch play football, and it's like pretty cool to play with him.
Yeah. So what else? Do you have any like what's like your best football memories from like
Um, well, that Hail Mary I caught last night, or yeah, was it?
uh,
Yeah, last night. That was definitely up there. And then we won. We were in the Big Sky Conference in Division One at FCS in college, and we actually won the conference my freshman year. So that's also probably one of my better memories in football.
Was your basketball team like really good when you were younger?
Yeah, so my basketball team was actually really good. We went to state my senior year. We were 29 and we were like I think we were 24 and 0, undefeated, and then we lost on like a last second buzzer beater. This is like the regular season, so it didn't matter for anything. But we
mm,
ended up going to state and we got third in state. Kind of choked in the semifinals, but like that whole senior season, it was like with all my best friends and we had a really solid squad, so that was a lot of fun.
wait, was that like high school or college?
That was high school. I didn't play. I was considering trying out for the basketball team in college, but that would have been pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Playing two sports in college is definitely like a lot different than high school.
Mm-hmm. Isaac, what were you gonna
I forgot.
say? What were you gonna say?
I don't remember. It was something about basketball.
So you forgot. I in the meantime, how are like the how do the hotels work? Like, are you chill with like all the players?
Yeah, it's definitely chill vibes in the hotel. So it's just one hotel, and the whole hotel is like reserved just for the FCF. So there's no one else in there. It's just players, like coaches, and then other personnel, like operations people, and then like camera crews and stuff like that. So it's all that, and then we have like a bunch of studios because we have like different shows going on. There's
Mm-hmm.
like the Deep Fade, which is a barber shop. I'm actually gonna be on that tomorrow night. If you want to tune in, gonna get this haircut. Eat it. Way too much hair. And then we have like Madden tournaments. And today we had like a film session that they put on Twitch. So it's all on the FCF Twitch page. But all the guys here are really cool. It's kind of like being around people who have a similar passion to you. So it's a lot of fun.
So
Did you like see yourself having a career in basketball if like you were never introduced to football?
It kind of depends. I don't think I was like from high school. I don't think I was good enough to be like a Division 1 basketball player, right off the bat. But if I would never played football, I'm guessing I would have put more time into basketball. So, I mean, potentially could have been a better basketball player, but I don't know. I think I was kind of destined to be a football player.
Uh, Isaac, do you have any more questions?
I don't think so.
Well, no, I think that's it then. That was pretty good. Thank you so much for
Thank
that
you.
episode. I think that
Yeah,
came
for
out really
sure.
good. You have anything to like shout out?
boys.
Well, you got anything to shout out? You want to like shout out your Instagram or anything?
Yeah, follow me on every social media. It's at Travis_Toivonen. My last name's Toivonen. And also, I think if you just search Trav Daddy, I'll probably pop up too, because that's my name on all those too. So, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that.
Oh, wait, last question. How'd you get that nickname, Trav Daddy?
Oh, it's actually my Xbox name. My Xbox name is like the Trav Daddy, and that's what like all my boys call me. So like no one knows how to pronounce my last name. So I figured if I just like rocked with Trav Daddy during this league, everyone would kind of catch on, which I think it has. I think everyone kind of likes it, so I rock with it.
All right, well, thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure.